Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. It is August and we have our first live show of this month together with our friends from Aquino and Loew.
This American Dream segment is brought to you by Aquino and Loew Law Firm, answering your immigration questions.
At syempre, kasama natin ang ating mga attorneys. We are taking your call live here on the show. Unfortunately, we won't be able to do that for Hawaii. So anyone in the Los Angeles area that wants to ask Attorney Allison Aquino-Silva and Attorney Richard Loew, they are here to answer your questions. So before we take calls, I want to just clarify all of this talk that's happening. Attorney Richard, I heard that there are now parole visas for World War II veterans and their families.
Well, it's just a proposal right now.
Okay.
The president, in his executive action in November, requested that the departments look into how they can streamline and modernize the immigration system. And one of the proposals that the president's staff came up with was to give parole to beneficiaries of petitions filed by World War II veterans, Filipino veterans.
Okay,
and
can we clarify, what does parole mean? Does that mean they can just come here already and stay here?
Yeah, it's a little bit complicated. Essentially what's going to happen is, if you were a World War II veteran and you petitioned, let's say, your children, that they will, there's no specifics, but this is generally the way the program works. They will be able to get parole to come into the United States and take care of their parent or whoever it is that is the veteran, and stay here during that time until their visa number is current, until their preference category is current, and they can become a permanent resident. So it's a proposal that allows family unity, and these programs have been done before, the Cubans and Haitians in particular, and those programs required that the NVC, the National Visa Center, would actually send an invitation. So this is not that a person would say, oh, I'm a beneficiary of a petition of a veteran, so I can just go and apply for this parole. It's actually probably more complicated than that. It's probably going to require an invitation by the National Visa Center, and then you would start the process and then come in. And you would just have parole status. You wouldn't be a permanent resident, but you could work and stay here lawfully.
Okay. Well, our World War II veterans are getting older. They do need their families to take care of them, so this is good news indeed.
It's very good news. And in fact, what's happening is, because they are getting older, many of them in their 90s, if you're out of the country and they pass away, you have a very difficult road in order for you to revive that petition. But if you're in the United States, even on parole, if that person passes away, then you have a much easier way to move forward with your petition. So it's really a huge benefit if we can get this going.
All right, it's Talk Tuesday here on Kababayan Today. We're taking your call. Please give us a call at 1-800-553-5724. Our attorneys are here from Aquino and Loew to answer your questions. Before we get to your calls, I want to talk about this new USCIS policy. Attorney Aquino-Silva, talk to us about the new requirement, because I know that we have a lot of kababayans who come to America under the religious worker green cards. What is this new requirement that they're asking for?
Well, actually, the policy change that immigration has implemented just recently are for those who are seeking to obtain a green card as a religious worker.
Right.
And so whether you come into the United States as a religious worker, whether you come in as a tourist, or whatever your status is, there are green cards available for individuals who perform religious work. So pastors, maybe director of music ministry, lecterns. So if you are conducting full-time religious occupation or vocation, you can go ahead and apply for a green card based on that. And so the recent change pertains to the requirement that in order to be eligible, an individual must be working in a religious capacity for at least 2 years before applying for that special designation. And the change is that before, immigration was requiring that 2-year work experience be lawful, that you were authorized by immigration to conduct that work. And so if you were TNT, if you're out of status and you're doing religious work, you're not going to be able to benefit. But now with the change, immigration says no longer does that have to be lawful work. It can be work while you are here as TNT, as long as you are performing 2 years of work in a religious capacity. You can seek a green card based on being a religious worker.
Okay, thank you very much. We have our first caller on the phone with us, si Flora. Flora, nandiyan ka ba?
Oo.
Hello.
Dito ako, G.
Ano pong tanong ninyo para sa ating mga immigration attorneys?
Yung anak ko, kasama ko nung ipinail ako ng petition ng kapatid ko na sister to sister, hindi nakasama kasi na overage. Ngayon, ipinal ko siya ng petition nung ako yung nagkaroon ng immigrant card. Mga ilang taon pa yun bago siya makapunta dito.
Okay, kailan nyo po final yon?
Noong 2013. 2013 niya.
Okay, so she just filed in 2013. She's wondering when that petition will come through.
This is a sister? She's
F2B.
An F2B. Right now in F2B, it's 2004 that they're preference category. So it's quite a little bit of a wait for an F2B. You're going to have a lot of time to wait. If you're thinking about what's going to happen with the children or minor children, that's a big problem. You'll have to see how that shakes out with as we go on, as we get closer to the time that the preference date is actually current.
Okay, so they are processing 2004 currently, which means you've got 9 years delay as of now because 2013. Ang tagal po, hindi ba? Medyo matagal nga. Okay, well, at least we are knowledgeable about what those dates are. It's very important to check in, as you've mentioned in the past. Check in, make sure that everything is current and that all the paperwork they need, they have, okay? So when we return here on Kababayan Today, we are taking more of your calls. Please call us at 1-800-553-5724. Magbabalik po kami on Kababayan Today.